What up, boys? It's part two.
P2.
And for this part, obviously, we're talking about NFL draft and our recap of what went down in the draft.
Good shit.
So, yeah, so to kick it off, man, I mean, I think honestly it was a great draft. I pretty much like where everybody went as far as like the top prospects and things like that. Um, I think most teams did what they needed to do. I think this was a very like offensive line, defensive line kind of draft, skill position kind of draft. Like it wasn't really a big QB draft, obviously, or like really anything like that. I think most people needed linemen, people needed the pass rushers, people needed corners, people needed DBs, and that's what flew off the board,
And tight ends too, really.
right, tight ends. Like people needed that little stuff. I think,
Yeah. Like the
this
anchor
draft.
pieces, yeah.
Which is why, like, I hate to kick it off with the Sanders thing because I wanted to talk about some teams first. But just like, I feel like for me, that was the main reason why Shedeur Sanders fell in the draft. It wasn't necessarily that, should he have slid that far? Probably not, right? But I was honestly already thinking, and we were saying this before the draft, that he wasn't going to probably go into the first round. I was expecting him not to be in the first round.
Right.
I was expecting him to be a day two guy. But, I think a part of the reason was a lot of these teams just didn't need a quarterback. Like, and for the narrative or like for the people out there that are like, oh my God, 31 teams passed on Sanders, 32 teams kept passing on Sanders. It's like, it's not really 32 teams that passed on him. So I hate that like saying of like 32 teams passed on Sanders a million times. It's like, okay, let's name all the teams that have a QB1 on the rock, like an actual QB1. You know what I'm saying? Texans, Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens, like, Chargers, Eagles, Bears, you know what I mean? Lions.
Yeah.
It's like Packers. It's like half the NFL right now
Packers
has a quarterback. So it's like there's only a few teams that needed a quarterback. And yeah, a couple of those teams sold, like the Saints, like the Steelers, that probably could have took him earlier and had them on their roster. But it's like outside of that, like Tennessee got their guy with the number one. They were a team that needed a quarterback. And after that, pretty much everybody else had either they already have their generational or their star quarterback that they're going with for the next few years, or they have a placeholder guy that's just going to be there for a couple of years
until they find the prospect they actually like,
right,
which is the second part.
Like the Raiders, right? Where it's like, obviously Geno Smith isn't going to be the answer for the next 10 years, but he's a decent enough quarterback that can win you games. So why not just get Genty right now and fix some other shit?
Yeah.
And then, okay, when in next year or the year after that, when we want to go for maybe one of these other guys,
everything else is set up for him.
Right. So it's like, yes, he fell, but I mean, what? Did you want the Texans to take him in the first round? Like, I mean, like, who'd you want to take him in the first round outside of the people that were at the top?
Yeah.
And then even some of the teams at the top didn't need, like the Patriots. They have Drake May. So it's like they weren't going to get him at 5 ever. That was never going to be a thing. So it's like to be like, oh, like 32 teams passed. It's like really only like 5 teams passed.
And I was iffy on the Titans drafting a quarterback because I thought like they were in love with Will Levis.
Right.
They talked about Will Levis all year, like they loved him, even though he's playing like shitty. So like I didn't think they were drafting a quarterback. Obviously, they made the right decision, but like,
right,
that's wild.
And the Tennessee Titans, they could have easily been like, nah, we're gonna get. Because I remember there was times where they were predicted that they might get like an Abdul Carter or something like that because their pass rush wasn't good either. So it's like it wasn't a lock until maybe a couple days before the draft that they were gonna get Cam Ward. But like you said, I mean, there just wasn't a bunch of quarterback needy teams this year, you know. And last year there was. Last year, a lot of the teams that were in the top needed a quarterback. That's why you saw Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy. Like these teams, Penix, these teams needed quarterback. Okay, well, obviously, if last year 10 quarterbacks went off the fucking board, well, then guess what? This year, nobody fucking needs them.
And
so it's like, what do you want?
Quarterbacks have been going off the board crazy for the last like 5 years. So
exactly. So it's like every
bound
team,
to stop.
The Panthers are still locked in with Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's to me, I don't get the whole NFL passed on him. It's like, no, there's a few teams that were in the mix.
He only interviewed with a few teams.
Right. And those few teams were in the mix, and that was pretty much it. Like, outside of that, don't blame the entire NFL, or don't blame my team. Don't blame the Bears. Don't blame everybody else. It's like, no, we have our guy. So we're not going to fucking draft him.
I'm not worried about Shedeur.
Right. Like, I'm not either. I have CJ, so I'm good. Like,
I'm not worried about playing against him.
Me either. So it's like, I'm like, cool.
We're not.
Y'all do the Sanders thing, but don't be trying to rope in the whole NFL like all the GMs should be. What do you mean? My GM did a great job, honestly. Like, what do you want me to do? Just because he's sliding, just because he's sliding and his feelings are hurt, that means like a team that has a quarterback's just supposed to take him now? Like, no, bro. Yeah. Like, we don't need him. Like,
yeah, I want Bajan more at my QB too.
Right. Like, it's like, so it's like, bro, we're good off that. Like, and it's fine, but whatever, and I think
it is weird that the Browns drafted him though.
It's weird that they drafted him after they drafted Dylan Gabriel. Because they could have just got Sanders that day and then just got like somebody else, like,
or somebody else that day and then gotten Sanders later.
Right. Like, they could have just, like, if you're gonna get one of them, I think you should have just went Sanders.
Yeah.
Like, because you're already
like, you either wait until Sanders gets drafted and then you draft what's his name later,
right?
Or you just draft Shedeur,
right,
with that pick. Like, why are you going with both? Like, what's the idea? Because now you have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. You definitely have to cut at least one,
right?
And it better be Deshaun Watson. Yeah. And then, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You have 2 rookie quarterbacks. I mean, like, good contract, I guess.
Right, and it's like. Maybe they hold out with the Watson thing and like just place him on like season-ending IR, because I don't think he's gonna be ready to play.
Yeah,
like, there's no way, because he re-ruptured it and stuff. There's no way that this dude's gonna take a snap. I think Deshaun Watson doesn't take a snap the entire year, so I think he goes on IR like instantly and doesn't play, and they're gonna try to ship him out maybe like the next offseason or whatever, or we'll see what happens. But I think at some point Sanders will start this season for the Browns, because I think the only other quarterback outside of those two is like
Flacco. They got Flacco back.
Yeah, no, I think they also have Kenny Pickett on the roster. They got like 5 Qs.
Did they get Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, because people kept saying that after the draft. Like, they were like, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. Like, I think Kenny Pickett's on the Browns right now. So it's like they got Pickett.
He's definitely cut. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's cut for sure. Pickett,
Gabriel, Shedeur.
So I think Watson, you go with the veteran Flacco because he's played in the offense and all that.
IR Watson,
and then keep the other 2 as like, you got your, because you're gonna have your QB2 and then you have like the emergency QB.
Yeah.
So one of them be the emergency, one of them be the backup. Go with Flacco off rip, Deshaun Watson IR, Kenny Pickett, Canadian Football League.
Yeah, big time. So it's just crazy because like essentially you wasted a pick on getting a second quarterback when you could have just gotten one and done the exact same thing.
And then gotten like another prospect like that could have helped.
Because this was a hella deep draft. Like, you could have gotten the Bears got Kyle Monangai, a running back from Rutgers, in the last round, and like, he could have gone undrafted, but he's a really solid talent. From what I've seen on the tape, he looks really good. So, like, you could have gotten somebody like that, but instead you got 2 quarterbacks that one of them is definitely going to sit the bench.
Right.
One of them might play.
And it's like you're hoeing one of them.
Yeah.
And the person that you're going to hoe is Gabriel. Because Gabriel, like, he's definitely the short end of the stick here.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to go with one of these guys, obviously the fans and everything.
And
the team. Like, dude, the players are already tweeting, like, let's go Sanders and shit like that. So it's like, already Gabriel is just like never gonna get love here. He's never, like, you just hoed this dude because he's never gonna get love, and then he's gonna be forced to be on this team for like 3 years and get literally 0 burn for no reason. Like, he could have went to somebody else's team and actually gotten like a chance. Like, maybe the Steelers, like, if you get Sanders, maybe the Steelers end up taking Gabriel, then Gabriel goes to Steelers and he's able to like actually take off and like do something. But it's like, now you're gonna have some dude rot because you're just gonna fucking give Sanders all the shine in like 5 weeks. Like, by week 6, you're gonna have Sanders in, and it doesn't matter how good Gabriel plays. Gabriel can play lights out in practice, be insane. He's never gonna get burned. I would like literally bet money on the fact that this dude is never gonna get in. Like, and it's literally not his fault. And you're just ruining his start to his career. Like he could go somewhere for nothing. Like for no reason.
Another team could have drafted him.
Yes, like it makes no sense.
And a team would have, is the thing.
And it's like outside of those two picks, like they had an insane draft, honestly.
Yeah.
Bro. Mason Graham, Harold Fanning Jr., crazy tight end, bro. He is nasty. Like Quinshon Judkins. And then they got Swessinger, bro. Like he's like a crazy linebacker. Yeah. Like they killed this draft. But the thing is, if you take out Gabriel and you just got Sanders with that Gabriel pick, and then that next day you ended it with like
a receiver
or like a safety or corner or something like that, this would have literally been an A+ draft just because of the value of like Sanders is supposed to be a first round pick and you ended up getting him in round 4 or whatever. And then like you would have had literally probably one of the best drafts, but you literally botched it with that double quarterback thing. And you're going to hoe Gabriel because that's who they're going to hoe. You think they're gonna like start Gabriel first? He's never gonna play.
He's not gonna touch.
He's never gonna play, and that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up.
That's so fucked up.
Like you, and the fact that he's literally getting
to draft him before too,
right? And then he's literally getting no camera time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Browns, they're posting all this Shadur shit. They're posting all this shit. They have like yet to post like any fucking Gabriel like hype shit. Mm-hmm. They're like only talking about Sanders. They're only all the cameras like. In the Browns facility, exactly. But all the cameras in the Browns facility, guess where they're all going to be? It's all going to be Sanders. What's the Sanders? Gabriel, they're never going to be talking about this dude. Like, it's not only going to be fucked up for him, like, on the field, but, like, think about what that can do to you, like, mentally and shit.
Yeah, like how's that actually going to affect his play on the field, too?
Right.
That messes you up. Deshaun Watson didn't play for a year or two, and he completely fucked it up.
Right.
Like it fucked his whole gameplay sense. Not that he was... I never thought he was the greatest anyways, but
right,
it completely fucked him up.
Exactly. And then you get in a situation like this where it's like, you know, the team never loved me, like all this shit. Like you just literally feel like, you know, they just put you in a box and just forgot about you in the closet.
And that narrative was there before for the Heisman and stuff too. Like, why was he up on the podium with them? It should have been Shadur and stuff like that anyway. So like now it's just compounding even more. It's literally going to be a heated.
Man.
There's no way it's not heated. I feel like Gabriel is probably a nice enough guy, and Shadur probably is too, to not let it get like that. But there's no way it can't, right?
They're both nice enough dudes where it's like, you know, they're going to keep it professional in the building, especially both of them are rookies and stuff like that. Like they're probably going to be cool, and there's probably going to be snapshots of them like in training camp where they're like, you know, Shadur and Gabriel like dapping each other up like for the cameras. But you know when that nigga Gabriel goes back to the crib, that nigga's like, man, fuck that nigga Sanders, bro. I wish that I could catch this dude in like a fucking dark alley somewhere or something like that. I could just, you know, say fuck this dude.
Perfect timing, egg.
Like you know that's his arch nemesis, bro.
On God,
that's his nemesis of death. He's like, bro, everywhere I fucking go, I couldn't just be the one on this team.
I couldn't go to fucking Cleveland and have a good time.
Like shit. Like dude.
I had to go to the worst team, and now I have to. He follows me here. Shit.
Yeah, no, it's like, dude, can I do something on my own, like without this guy interrupting? Shit, dude, I feel for him, bro. Like, I think that's shit. Like, I think they gotta do right by him. Like, if you're gonna just suck Sanders off the whole entire time, then trade Gabriel already.
Yeah,
bro.
Get him out. Go to the Steelers. That's what I thought should have happened. Probably he goes to the Steelers. That would have been a decent fit.
And yeah, it would have been a great fit, honestly, because he's the perfect style of quarterback for them, where he could just like literally manage the game, super elite, has some mobility. He would have been a great Steeler. Like I think the Steelers fucked this draft up. Let's just be honest, but
they fucked everything up.
Right, but that would have been a perfect person to have fall to you. Where like, okay, we're still getting a top prospect who was sitting on the Heisman podium at one point. And had Oregon looking good and until the playoff game where he just like shit the bed in the first half. But like, you know what I'm saying? He had Oregon flying high and he was a great quarterback. So it was like, this could be a guy that can come in and just get the ball to where it needs to be and all that.
And he's been good. It wasn't just this year either.
Right. So it's like, you know, this could have been perfect, but you know, I think, but you know how the season goes, quarterbacks get injured and stuff like that. This could be somebody that you can bait and trade. But I still think that that's fucked up though, because like if your plan is like okay, draft him, and then you're just gonna end up trading him or getting rid of him, and he's never gonna play a snap for
me
you
on fantasy,
right? Like that's just dumb. Like that's they hold that kid, bro. But other than that, the Browns had a outstanding draft. But I just hate that they're gonna do this to Gabriel, bro. They hold the kid.
Yeah,
you know
they did.
I mean? And I don't feel bad for Sanders sliding this far. If anything, it's gonna help him out be a lot better because he finally realizes like the NFL is a whole different entity, bro.
Yeah.
Like and
it doesn't care about you.
It doesn't, and like you can't control everything when it comes to the NFL, especially that draft. It's a draft for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that and I don't know if they were necessarily making an example out of him. I know there was something that happened in those interviews or whatever that teams didn't like, but I think that this is kind of showing some of these prospects, especially some of these newer guys, where they're thinking that, hey, I don't have to go to the combine. I don't have to run the drive. I don't have to do any of this. Just watch my tape. And it's like, yeah, like if you're Marvin Harrison Jr., like that probably makes sense. But it's like, I still think that as much as it seems like this is for nothing, why do I have to show up and like throw the football?
Mm-hmm.
You should probably just show up and throw the football. It's not going to kill you. I'm just saying. And then you wonder why, well, how come Jackson Dart got drafted so high? I'm going to tell you. Well, he went to the Senior Bowl and he killed it. Then he went to the draft and he killed the draft and he killed all the throws. He killed all the interviews and he did all this shit. So, hey, a couple teams started falling in love with the guy. Then you put on the tape.
And it's like, what?
Then you put on the tape after all that and you're like, this guy actually can put the ball in great spots, has good mobility, has won big games, played in the SEC. Well, sign me up. Like, I mean, like,
played for Lane Kiffin. Like,
exactly. It's like, I mean, the NFL draft is like the biggest job interview of all time. Yeah. And not just Sanders, but a lot of these newer guys are like
treating it so unprofessional.
Right, treating it so unprofessional, being like, yeah, I don't have to show up to the draft. I don't have to,
it's like showing up to the interview in like your sweats and stuff. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if for your job, like let's say the job is like for a personal trainer. It's like, yeah, your everyday clothes are probably going to be basketball shorts and a fucking thing, but you're going to show up to that fucking job interview in business casual.
Like you don't have to wear a suit and tie, but you can be looking nice.
Right.
Same thing. Right. It's the same fucking thing.
Pull up in a polo. Pull up in some good pants, some good shoes. Have your hair looking clean. You know what I'm saying? Brush your fucking teeth. Like, you know what I mean?
Go out there, throw a check down. You did it all fucking year. Right. All you do is check down. So why can't you do it one more time?
I don't get how it's that big. Like, I feel like I would love to go to the combine personally. Like, bro, it's like a whole day of like
paparazzi for you.
It's a whole day of paparazzi, and you're not doing anything. It's not like they're like, you got to get in pads and you're going to get hit and you're going to get injured. It's like you're sitting there throwing the ball, bro.
You have your soundtrack
doing
playing.
Drills. Like, yeah, you're doing drills in a big stadium full of like all these people. And then, like you said, you have the chance to like wow people in this draft. Like, yes, they've seen the tape. Obviously, they're NFL scouts. They've seen every single play. But we've seen guys rise like Zach Wilson's just because they made some crazy throw in the fucking combine. And look, I'm just saying,
Or even, let's put this year specifically. Tyler Shuck went and did his pro day and everything, and he had a bad play or a bad throw that looked like shit, and it was all over all social media.
Exactly.
Guess where he got drafted?
Higher.
First day.
And this is that's all I'm trying to say is like, hey, for these guys that are coming in or these new college guys, I get the NIL and I get that y'all have a little bit more power. You have to realize that the NFL is a completely different thing, and you don't run shit when it comes to the NFL.
You don't make a person.
And if you choose that you're not going to interview, I don't have to show up to the draft, I don't have to run, I don't have to do a 40, I'm going to just do my own thing, then, okay, expect to not get drafted as early as you expect.
Like, imagine...
Expect to not get drafted as early as you expect.
Imagine doing that in your youth team.
Exactly.
It's the same exact thing, because they're looking at you like an elementary kid coming onto the youth team. Like, I don't want to deal with this kid with the tantrum that doesn't want to put on his helmet on the sideline when I'm telling him he has to put his helmet on. Like the kid that isn't wearing his mouth guard, it's always dangling out. Like, I have to tell this little 8-year-old to put his mouth guard in. I don't want to deal with that.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing.
So it's like, look, man, if you're gonna miss out on the draft or if you're gonna miss out on the combine, and you think all that stuff's ridiculous and all that stuff, then don't get mad come draft day when you're like, how come this player and this player and this player are getting picked before me? Why am I sliding? Well, maybe you should have did some of these interviews and interview with teams that look. Who knows? Like the Sanders thing where it's like, oh, I'm only going to interview with these 3 teams because they're the ones at the top of the draft.
Right.
Well, like, what if you start sliding? What if? And then next thing you know, maybe you should have talked to this other team. And if you would have talked to them, maybe they would have been more comfortable taking you maybe later on in that first round or something like that. But you didn't want to talk to everybody. You didn't want to.
It sounds like he didn't want to talk to anybody because even at the interviews that he went to, it sounded like it went very, very badly.
And
just like I was telling.
We still don't know the specifics on what happened in those interviews, but it's just like
they had some stuff come out like there was some of the GMs come out saying that he was like wearing headphones the whole interview and bringing like a whole entourage with them and
camera crew and stuff.
Exactly like I was telling you too. He had a whole list of what their like idea for his future is going to be and dictating how that's going to work rather than letting the team decide and coming to a conclusion together.
Right. And I think that's what I was kind of telling biggest thing to me. Some people was like, it seemed like before this process, he almost thought that he was bigger than the NFL or bigger than these teams. It was like when they was asking about like, oh, like what would it be to like be a New York Giant or whatever. It's like he didn't care about the Giants. It was like he was like, no, I'm
here to shift the culture.
I'm here, and whoever gets me, they just gonna be the best because they got me now. So it don't even matter where I go. So it's like he just had no like love or like respect for like these teams that were getting them. It was like he was just already on a whole nother level of like, it don't matter who get me. I just know that if whoever get me, and it was like he was never playing.
It's not like I know what the best fit for me would be because that would fit into my string.
It was like he was never gonna be playing for the name in the front. It was always gonna be on the name in the back, which is fine. Like I get that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do your thing, make your money, all that. But it's like at the end of the day, your quarterback has to care about that name in the front. They just have to. There's no way you can think you're bigger than that. Like, and I think that's what he was thinking was like, bringing the entourage and all that, and then probably going in there with like this is how I'm gonna do things. This is how I'm gonna prepare. I'm not doing y'all's program, and then it's just like,
And you're already setting the precedent because you didn't do the pro day and everything. So like clearly you aren't gonna do what we want you to do.
Right. So then it's like, so why are we doing this again? Like it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like. I don't know. So I think that him not having a great team around him, because I think all he was doing was just listening to his dad and like listening to the people like in his little circle or whatever. Yeah. I think him not having an actual team to prepare him for this draft, I think sold it. Because I think if he would have done the pro day and all that kind of stuff, I believe that he probably would have maybe still not gone in round 1.
Probably second round.
He probably would have went early day 2 and it would have been fine. But I think with all that stuff, with the extra stuff, I think that they literally tanked their own draft stock from that combine all the way up until the draft.
Yeah, because he was literally like top 10,
right?
And then it dropped all the way down to what, 5th?
Right. Like within those few months from the end of the college football season to like literally at the draft, they literally just did the greatest tank job of all fucking time.
They pulled an Eberflus.
Right. So look, man, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. And sometimes the things that you don't want to do are the things that are gonna help you.
Like sometimes you just gotta have mom drive you to practice.
Right. And I think that now this brings him back to earth of like, hey, I think that this will be a lot better for him moving forward. Because now I think you'll have the respect of like, oh, my dad doesn't really control shit in the NFL. Like, no, he was a Hall of Fame player, but it doesn't really matter.
They didn't really like him.
Right, exactly. But still, like, Dion was able to control pretty much everything up to this point with like coaching him and all this stuff. But now it's like, no, these NFL teams, like, you work for them, like, and you're gonna kind of have to do what they do until you get to like a monumental status where you're like Pat Mahomes, if you won 3 Super Bowls, Tom Brady or something like that, where it's like, yeah, Tom Brady could probably do this and do that. But the thing is, those players still do all the shit. Like Patrick Mahomes still goes to OTAs. He still goes to training camp.
LeBron.
He still goes to all this shit. Patrick Mahomes at the combine. Like Brady, even in later in the years, Brady was always still the first one at practice, was always super detailed. So it's like, you can never think that you're bigger than the fucking entity. Like you are, like you either buy in, and that's really the only way you're going to succeed is if you buy in completely.
You got to be a piece.
And skip the whole like I'm just the king bullshit.
No, yeah.
But let's get into some specific teams here. We'll start it off with the Bears.
Yes, sir.
Bears, great draft.
Great
draft, man. Great draft.
Ryan Poles always cooking. Always cooking.
Man. Great draft.
I was weary going into it on what we were going to go for specifically because the fan base really wanted us to go running back. I wanted Jinty, obviously. And then they wanted us to go D-line really bad and O-line, obviously. But we got the O-line in free agency, but they were still talking go O-line. They wanted us to get tackle so bad.
Nah.
I'm completely fine with what our O-line's doing. So everybody else is going to reach for it. That means we get everything else. What do you mean?
I don't think O-line was the play at all.
I think the best thing that we did was several times in the draft we traded and got more picks back. We went into the draft going in with like I think 4 or 5 picks, and we came out with like 7 or 8 players.
Mm-hmm.
W to me. We got positions that we needed and spots that are gonna make us. It's like we didn't really need anything anymore after the free agency to make us super solid unless it's like a huge star.
Right.
So we got a lot of like corner piece players, like the Loveland pick. Him and Komet, that's going to make crazy schemes.
Mm-hmm.
You get Burden in the second round, crazy steal. Everybody's going down on him because he didn't go to Pro Day and all that too. But when you watch his tape, when you watch Burden's tape,
he's explosive.
He low-key is better than Golden.
Yeah.
I think he's the best receiver in the draft, honestly. I know you probably have your picks of the receivers.
Well, what I will say is I think that all the guys that went in the second arguably are better than him and better than Golden. I think the only one that for me was like he was a true first rounder was Amika Mbuka.
Yeah.
He was the only one where I'm like, Mbuka is different, bro.
He's different.
Like he was probably receiver 1, just for a lot of reasons, and I think him going to the Bucks was fucking like it's just gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty.
So I think outside of him, I think Golden got a little bit gassed up during the process again because he did all that stuff.
It's because of the Packers, though.
I mean, I don't even think the Packers should have picked him, honestly. You know,
they're selling,
right? But like,
whatever, we love it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we look back at this draft and we'd be like, why the fuck did Golden go at fucking 24? You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like all these guys that went in this early day 2 are to me the guys that are really going to be the ones that pop. You know,
the running backs too. The running backs in day 2 are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted Henderson. I really wanted fucking Jinty.
Mm-hmm.
I would have taken Caleb Johnson too. He went a little bit later to the Steelers. I thought that was a great pickup. But yeah, the Bears draft I'm really happy about. I think we got a lot of really good talent. We did get offensive tackle. We got a defensive tackle. We got what was it? Secondary? Yeah, the cornerback. He's like insanely fast, 6'3". Like, what are you talking about? And he excels in press man coverage with like I think it was what was this 40? It was like 4.33 or something like that. Like
great speed, great size.
6'3" with press man. Oh my God, get out of here! And in like the 5th round, I mean, just insane.
Right, great value.
But
great value. I loved y'all's draft. Mainly because, like you said, like y'all didn't need to get like. Obviously, you have Caleb Williams. I feel like you have a lot of pieces in place, like Rome Odunze. DJ Moore is still there.
Swift.
You still got Swift. You did crazy on the offensive line in free agency, so you didn't really have to go there. D-line obviously made some additions. So Grady Jarrett, like guys like that. So I think that this was a draft where you were like, hey, I need to get these specific key pieces and guys that I like, which is why I like, probably Loveland went over Warren. It was just probably coming down to some specific things where it's like, hey, we want this guy
A
because we
national
feel like
champion.
his skill set is going to fit more of what we do than this other guy. It probably came down to some little things and some little tendencies and things that they want to do, you know. And, I think that, this was just one of those drafts where, like, what I'm saying, you're just fine tuning what you already kind of had on paper. I think Luther Burden's going to come in and he's going to be a great addition, fill in for that Keenan Allen role. He's going to play it perfectly, be explosive, another target for Caleb Williams, and a good run after catch guy, which I think that y'all lacked a lot last year. It was a lot of catch and go out of bounds or just like catch and whatever. But I think to have a guy where it's like if you get the ball in his hands, he can make something shake and make jukes and make crazy plays after the catch. I think can
him,
do big.
Swift, and DJ.
So it's not like you have to hit a 50-yard bomb every play. It's like you could get it to him on a slant and he can go. So I think that his explosiveness will be something. Then he does a lot of jet sweeps. He does a lot of stuff like that that he was doing at Mizzou. So a lot of that stuff can
like
can
a hybrid
utilized.
between Amon-Ra and J-Mo.
Right. So like a lot of that stuff can be utilized when you're trying to use Luther, Swift, and this Ben Johnson offense and whatever he wants to do, where he's going to be trying to set up different plays and all that kind of stuff. He's one of those guys that you can just put in different plays and different things and have him do different situations. So I mean, it was really a great draft. I mean, overall, just a great offseason, from the Bears, just, from free agency first round to the draft, to the coaching hire. It's really just been obviously an offseason to remember, but now it's all
now we got to put it on the field.
Now it's all to the Bears to put it on the field. I do believe that the Bears are going to be much improved this season. I think year 2, Caleb Williams is going to be great.
Better be.
I think that defensively it's going to be better, especially having some guys back that missed some time last year.
Yeah.
So I'm really confident in what I see. It's a tough division, but I mean the division's never going to change. So you either just got to get better or you're just going to crumble every year. And I think that you're gonna. I think that all these moves are the right moves that you had to make. That eventually it's gonna click and it's gonna turn into great football being played on the field. And I'm excited to see what y'all do this season. But
hey, football is better when the Bears are good.
It might take some adjusting, like an adjustment period. Like you might start off the season like I can see them starting off the season like 2-2 or something, but then
I was gonna say
like then gelling and really going on a heater.
But the schedule's so tough is a problem.
It is a tough schedule this year. So you're gonna have to. That's why I'm saying like
you gotta get your teeth, bro.
it could start off a little bit like 500 football here and there, but I think the main thing is being competitive in the division is what is going to help y'all out a lot. I think a lot of the outside games like Ravens and stuff like that, it's going to be tough just because y'all don't have a lot of history playing the Ravens and stuff like that, playing some of these AFC teams that y'all have to play this season. But I think if you can play good in the division,
we still don't know how the Lions are going to look without Ben Johnson.
Right. So we'll see what they look like. The Packers are always going to be tough under Matt LaFleur. They're always going to be coached hard and things like that and play hard.
Vikings new quarterback too.
And then I saw something where it's like Ben Johnson kind of threw a shot at Matt LaFleur or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
And Matt LaFleur kind of heard it because they asked about it in like one of the little podcast interviews or whatever. And they were like, and he was like, yeah, I mean, I don't really know Ben like that. So I was kind of, whatever. But he was like, I respect Ben as a coach and stuff like that and all that. So, and they were like kind of like throwing this. So they're like, so like you hate Ben Johnson. So like you. So I think that there's going to be something there. Like Ben Johnson probably shouldn't have had, chirped that early, but
no, it don't matter. We don't give a fuck. Fuck the Packers all day, every day. What do you mean?
Fuck them, fuck them.
They can catch strays. They can catch it full frontal, pause.
Yeah, so we'll see.
They can catch it any way.
So we'll see, but you're still going to have to boss up and play them,
Hey, undefeated this year.
So, yeah.
Undefeated in 2025.
I think the division is the most important. And then try to do the best on the road, and we'll see what they look like.
I think this is the best year for our division too, though, because
I'm optimistic.
I mean, JJ McCarthy is the quarterback of the Vikings. We do not know how that's going to be. Lions offense without Ben Johnson and Aiden Hutchinson, that clip did not look promising.
It didn't. We are months out. To be
We are
fair.
months out.
To be
but
fair,
it did not look promising.
It doesn't. It is May though, so it's like
Yeah.
May. You know what I'm saying? June, July.
But
Yeah.
regardless, we still don't
But
know.
regardless, it
We
do
still don't
look
know what
like
it's going to be like without Ben Johnson, and we
right.
kind of already had it close as fuck without or with Ben Johnson, with no head coach,
Right.
with the rookie quarterback. So, but also, fuck the Packers.
Yeah.
That's
So
2.
this is the time to kind of.
That's 6 up.
This is the time to really put your knife in the fight
Yeah,
and get going. So we'll see what the Bears do. We'll see how they're looking in training camp, OTAs and stuff like that. But from the outside looking in, this is the most optimistic I've been about the Bears. Like this is the most like real it's felt to this organization, like actually being
like it gets better and better every year, but this is the first time it's like actually legit.
Where it's like, all right, like let's actually play ball now.
Because we were so close. It looked so close last year.
Right.
And then you look at the O-line and D-line, and it was like, what the fuck?
I think it was the perfect year for Caleb Williams, though, to go through a year like that where it's like a year of struggles, a year of some, bad O-line play and frustration and stuff like that. And for him to stick it out and, he never copped out. He never, like, threw anybody under the bus. He stayed true. And I think that now it'll help him out. And that's why I'm thinking that year 2, he's really going to jump, So we'll see what it does.
Texans.
Texans, great
Good
draft.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a lot of teams did good in this draft. So
this is a really good draft. Like there was so
many
good players.
That's why I'm trying to say, like with this Sanders shit, people are like, oh, Sanders. I'm like, bro, pretty much every team had a great draft. So it's like, teams were getting what they needed, bro.
It's like the players coming out. It's like all the players coming out of the COVID stuff, and then also the players that were like gonna already be coming out during this time period if there was no COVID, like because they were that good.
Right.
But then also the players that stuck behind that were like they developed and became even good or even better. So yeah, this is just
it was a great draft, man. The Texans had a great draft, I think that, maybe Golden getting picked and us trading out the first was probably the best thing that happened to us, low key. You know what I mean? I think he would have fit our system, but I don't know. But I like what we did in that second round and going hard on getting, Higgins and Noel, the Iowa State duo that killed it, over there, and to get both of them, I think to me is crazy. Like
it's insane.
It's one of those things where it's like, because you have Higgins, who's more of like he's literally the Nico Collins clone. Like on the draft, when he got drafted, they were like his comp is Nico Collins because that's literally what he is: 6'4", 200 and something. Good
Great
speed,
route
running, good hands, and now you have like two of these guys on the outside that are super, big, physical, can stretch the field, all that stuff. And he has the perfect person to learn from to use his size and his body and his skill set, like literally.
And route tree, because it's already been fucking perfected with Stroud.
Right. And then Stroud obviously likes these big receivers, big targets. So it's like the perfect receiver for him to get. It's like you kind of have to know the tendencies of your Q and like what they like. Like obviously Nico Collins, he likes the big target. He likes so it's like to give him another big target where it's like, okay, if this is the archetype of receiver that he wants, then okay, here we go. You get another guy. But I think then, and to get Noel in the third, like for him to sign, then you get him like, I just think Noel is gonna, and he is so explosive, and he's the perfect like intermediate short like slot kind of guy, And I feel like both of these dudes are probably going to be starting. Both of these dudes are going to be playing a lot, and I see both of them making a difference. But I think Noel actually is going to be the one that makes crazy plays. Like he's going to be the one where we look back and we're going to be like, bro, Noel is like going for like 115 and like a tud. Like I feel like he could end up being like the safety blanket where you're just like, bro, Noel has like 6 catches, bro. Like he like. I'm very excited for him, and I'm very excited for that duo. I think that getting both,
Wide receiver room is crazy.
And then you keep the chemistry, right? Because it's like you keep them together, and it's like they know each other, stuff like that. They go in. We already have Hutchinson, who's another Iowa State guy. You know what I mean? Nico Collins. I love the wide receiver room right now.
Tank still.
Tank, and then this takes the pressure off of Tank of feeling like, hey, I have to come back soon. Like they're not going to trade him. They're not going to get rid of Tank.
No.
So it's like I would love for Tank to just sit out this year and get fully healthy for 2026,
or come back for the playoffs.
Right. And those to me would be the only two options. I wouldn't want him to play in the regular season. I don't think he's even close right now. Like I would want him to just stay and be healthy. And I think that they also wanted to get younger at the position, right? They didn't want to run uh, Kirk that much, or Stephon Diggs,
right.
Robert Woods. It's like a lot of these guys helped us when we were fixing other stuff around the house, but it's like,
and they got injured.
Right, but these are the guys that ended up getting injured for a lot of time. Diggs with the ACL. Robert Woods obviously lost a step and he wasn't as explosive. It's like these guys, and then you have guys like Hutchinson and John Mechie who just hasn't popped. You know what I mean? And it's like it's unfortunate for Mechie because he had the rough start to the career.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we're getting into like year 4, year 5, and you've made like no flashes really. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, the time's up. You know what I mean? And we can't keep banking on Hutchinson and fucking Mechie to step up and then not doing it.
Yeah.
I think Hutchinson has it done good with his minutes and has made some big plays. Mechie hasn't done anything.
No.
So it's like we can't just keep thinking year 5 breakout Mechie, year 6, year 7. Hey, guess what? He ain't doing it. So like, let's just, you know what I mean? So I love getting the two receivers right there. I think that both of them are going to be crazy, and I think it's going to help this offense and what they want to do.
Oh, yeah.
They want to go downfield. They want to air raid. They want to push the ball downfield. And I think that
you're having a bigger target like that too makes it easy when the line collapses and you can just kind of throw that bitch up.
Mm-hmm. And so I think that that's going to be a crazy. My favorite pick of the draft was the tackle, Ariante Ursary.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Ursary is a fucking wall. Like that dude is a wall. Like I think last season, from like I don't know what it was, like 200 pass block attempts or something like that. The dude only gave up like 1 sack like all year. He's a wall, 330 pounds, 6'6" or whatever. Like, I mean, this dude is gonna be the cornerstone tackle.
Yeah.
I wish that the Texans went a little bit more O-line with some of the later picks, but I still do like the later picks. You got the DB from USC who can come in some packages at nickel. He made a lot of plays. I think that safety that we got from Penn State, he's going to be a guy that makes a huge difference. He kind of plays a little Petrie-esque where he's kind of a run stopper, kind of a get in there kind of guy.
Yeah, I like y'all drafting the safety. I wanted that.
Right, and I think that he's going to be a good addition. I think we kind of fell off towards the back end. Like I think we got some like quarterback from Florida or something like that to be like QB3 and just some shit in the end of the draft.
You got the starter over the guy that was starting over Lagway?
I think whoever the white guy was.
Dude, he's ass.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like in the end, I think we kind of just I don't know what we were doing. I would have loved for us and I would have loved for some of us and some of those later draft picks to like be a little bit more linemen, at least. Like I get that we're in round 5 or whatever.
I mean, we got Trapillo or whatever at round 4 or whatever.
Right. But it's like you gotta. I think that you went crazy in the beginning, and I think in the end they kind of whatever. I kind of give them like a B+ or whatever overall. I think the Woody Marks pick or whatever,
that was a really
good running back. He's gonna be a good compliment to Joe Mixon. He's gonna get in right away. I love
really good pick. Pass catching.
So you can kind of see what the Texans were thinking. Like, yes, the defense was on another level. The defense was elite. The offense wasn't good enough. It just wasn't, and a lot of that had to do with the Slowick. A lot of that had to do with players being injured. A lot of that had to do with the players that were supposed to step up when people were injured, not playing to their potential. So, I think to come in and be like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a bunch of better pieces on offense, going to get younger, going to get faster, going to get more explosive. The line obviously is going to be something that to me is the biggest question mark going into the season because you got to see, okay, who are the 5 that we're going with, and
How
how's
are
it
they
gonna
gonna
look,
gel?
and how they're gonna gel. It might take a couple weeks. I can see the line being rough. I don't think
And how
necessarily
healthy can they
it's
stay?
gonna be like automatic losses, but
Yeah.
it's like them first couple weeks, it might be like, damn, why is this, the line looks a little shaky? But sometimes it takes them playing next to each other
So y'all are
and
used to
learning. You know what I'm saying, for them to get better. I don't think it can get any worse from how it
it.
was last year. I mean, it
It
was.
can get a little worse. It could be the Bears.
I
It's
mean,
just a little
right. Like Caleb
worse.
Williams was number one, then it was Stroud number two. So it's like I guess you can get the number one spot, but um, we'll see. We'll see how the line goes. That's the biggest question mark. But overall, I love the Texans draft.
Yeah.
They did great. So we just got to see what the season brings. I still think that they're the best in the AFC South by a huge margin.
Titans made a big.
Titans made a big splash though. Titans made a big splash, man. Cam Ward. They ended up getting the dude from Stanford, the wide receiver or whatever.
Oh, Io
Amor, yeah,
Manor.
whatever his
Dude,
name
that
is.
was my steal of the draft.
Yeah,
I
they ended up
love
getting
it.
him. They got the tight end from Texas.
Mm-hmm. And they got the linebacker too. The fuck, who did he play for? I don't even remember anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
But they and then I think they picked up Restrepo
Yeah, they
again
did.
from the undrafted free agents or whatever.
Yeah.
So these dudes are they had a great draft. I think Cam Ward obviously is a big quarterback upgrade. They picked up Tyler Lockett. We'll see what they do with that.
Revival arc.
Probably not. Probably just gonna go there and die like the rest of them. But we'll see. We'll see what he has in the tank over there. They got some pieces, man. They still got Tajay Spears. They still got Tony Pollard over there.
Look, I didn't think Cam Ward before, like the months leading up to the draft. I wasn't too big on him, but the more I'm thinking about it, and the more I'm going back and watching, like he's kind of fucking nasty.
He's good.
And he kind of is like, he has that mentality to be good in the NFL.
Great. Yeah. He's gonna be great. I think that he's gonna be a great quarterback. I think obviously it's an upgrade from Will Levis.
It just depends on the Titans, though.
Right. I think that's the biggest thing is like, the Titans. I feel like their quarterback development isn't great. I feel like Ward.
Just their decisions is a
right. And I feel like the offense that they run is just so like unquarterback friendly. You know what I mean? It doesn't help them out at all. Yeah.
And their O-line's always bad, and they never address it.
Right.
They just keep running it with Derrick Henry until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. So we'll see what it looks like this year. I think that they'll be better, but I think that there's still going to be some growing pains off rip. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we'll see what they're doing over there. I could see them being second in the AFC South though when it's all said and done. That's kind of my prediction is them second. I think the Colts had a good draft too, but I just think that their quarterback situation with Anthony Richardson is just going to sell them to bed. But I mean, they got Tyler Warren, they got some other guys, and I mean,
they got some defense.
Even the guys that they already had, they have Josh Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Adonai Mitchell,
Jonathan Taylor,
the
freaking good.
Like,
I think the whole league just forgets about Jonathan Taylor all the time.
They do because the team is just so lackluster.
He's so insane, bro.
But he's so nasty. So it's like they got good. I think defensively they're still kind of mid, but I think the quarterback and like the defense is gonna sell them to bed. So and then Jacksonville.
I think they got that safety from the
Texas one.
I think so.
Because Barron went to Arizona.
No, he's a corner.
Barron?
Yeah, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Whatever. But they did get some secondary. I know that.
Mm-hmm. They probably did. I wasn't paying too close attention to the Colts draft. But I know they got some players, but I don't know them and the Jacksonville. They're kind of in the same boat to me.
Yeah. Jacksonville, what are you doing?
Jacksonville, I don't know.
Why'd they get Travis Hunter?
I don't know.
What is the idea of drafting a wide receiver in the first round 2 years in a row? Or did they get Brian in the first?
Who?
Brian Thomas last year in the first?
Yeah, pretty sure he's first round.
Yeah,
BTJ.
I think he was like top 15, huh?
Something like that. Yeah.
So what's the idea? You still don't have a line to block. You still don't run the ball with ETN, the best playmaker on the team, by the way. And then you also have Trevor Lawrence throwing the ball, throwing 3 picks in London and losing to the Bears, aka the team that's worse, apparently.
And you lost your tight end, Evan Ingram, to the Broncos. Like,
just
yeah,
selling.
it's just
selling.
bad. Like, I don't know. Like, I get Travis Hunter's gonna like put some people in the chairs. You know what I'm saying? But
maybe he'll play defense only.
I just don't like because I feel like there's gonna be some games where he might pop at receiver if they're playing like some shit team or whatever like that. But I just don't. I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm just not as high on Travis Hunter right now.
There's
like,
no
you know
way
what I
he
mean?
doesn't get bitched in the NFL. Like, if he's
Yeah.
playing both sides, there's no way that, like, if he matches up with DK Metcalf, DK Metcalf doesn't throw him to the ground and make him regret wanting to play both
Right,
sides.
because he's like a skinny dude.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm
like,
saying. Yeah.
and like, I'm not saying he doesn't have like freak athleticism and stuff like that. But like you said, if he's gonna be playing both sides of the field, I get that he's like a crazy athlete or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
and he's a really good football player, but I don't think he's like that demon type, like, where no matter what size he is, he's just gonna be a dog out there. I think that he's more like, from what I see in interviews and stuff, he seems like very nice, very good football player, kind of like how Ashton Jinty is.
Right.
Same kind of thing. Like, they don't really have that, like, it doesn't seem like they have a
like that
black eyes,
Right.
like, just want to go out there and fucking destroy people.
Yeah. And I think
And
that it's going to be very hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can see him popping it on like a shit team. But you can't honestly tell me, as a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, that you are confident that he's going to go out there and slice Stingley and then have to cover Nico and he's going to box him. Like, that's the idea that they're trying to like portray.
Let alone Higgins, Noel,
right.
and
so it's like
Tank or whatever.
It's like, or we could just put Lassiter on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're going to have to beat, because BTJ will probably take a lot of the number one coverage. But if Travis Hunter is like whatever, then like you're going to see Stingley at some point. You're going to see whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to see these top corners at some point. So you're going to tell me that he's going to be able to consistently beat these top cornerbacks in the game. Top cornerbacks in the game that play literally only one side of the ball, that have mastered this. You're going to beat like Christian Gonzalez, like Pat Surtain, like, you know what I'm saying, Jalen Johnson. Like, you're going to be able to go against these guys, consistently beat them. And then you're telling me right after that, let's say it's a long, like 9-play, 10-play drive. You're telling me right after that, it's going to go to commercial for a minute. You're going to get some water, go back on the field, and you're telling me you're going to be able to cover DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs,
and know the plays on both sides.
Right.
That's a big thing too.
But it's different though. Like, it's just different than like just guarding some random nigga at Colorado State. Like, your assignment today is going to be like I don't think he understands like what we're saying. Like, we're not telling you to like guard some dude that's going to be selling Ford cars in like 2 years. You are about to
Diggs
go
and Christian Gonzalez back to back.
Like,
every
fucking play, every game. Do you actually think that you're going to go off like that? Like, seriously, do you think you're going to like? There's no actual way that he's going to be good enough to do that. I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'm delusional. Maybe we come back to this, in the middle of the season and he's actually doing it. I highly doubt it.
Or even a shitty team like the Steelers.
Right.
They have DK on one side, Pickens on the other side, and then on defense they have the Porter Jr. Like, what are you gonna do? And they just drafted another corner too. I'm pretty sure, like a really good one.
Right. I just don't see a matchup or a team really in the NFL where you kind of are confident of this like style working. Yeah. Like, he has to kind of hone in and lock in and get good on one.
He literally has to be the greatest prospect ever.
Right.
If it's gonna work, he has to be the greatest to do it.
Right. Because like if you're just mid at both, I don't think it's gonna be enough to like, we got you for a first round pick. You know. It has to be more. And I don't know if it's gonna be able to be elite enough on both sides, bro. Like it's just so hard.
Do you think it's a W pick if he's elite on one side and mid on the other? Like if
depends on which one he's mid at.
If he was the most elite cornerback, but mid at wide receiver, like he got like if he's getting locked up, like obviously he's a good receiver, right. But if he's getting locked up and boxed in the NFL, and then
but he's like an elite DB,
yeah,
I think it would be better for him if he was elite at DB, because I think DB is like harder, and if you have a guy that's like that shut down, which they don't really have that over there in Jacksonville, they don't have. So it's like if you could be their number one corner, man to man, like demon, and you're really like that out there over there, and then you come in on receiver on some plays, some
play
packages,
like slot and shit,
right? Yeah. And you get catches, and you're able to, maybe you end the game with like 4 catches for like 50 yards, but like you get some first downs, you get a couple of big plays. I think that would, to me, benefit of like whatever, but I don't think it can be the reverse.
Like okay, that's what I was gonna say.
You can't be killing it at receiver, and then they put you out there at DB, and you're getting absolutely bombed. Yeah. I think that would be almost damn near inexcusable.
I think what would happen,
you cannot be getting bombed on defense.
If he becomes elite at offense, I think no matter what, they're taking him off a corner.
Yeah,
because I don't think that
he can't play both.
Yeah, it's not possible to be elite at both, and that's the only way that he's going to be allowed to play both, unless he's elite at corner and then he's good at receiver.
Right. That's the only way that you can do that.
Yeah, but he's not elite at corner.
Exactly.
He's not
elite at corner. So that's the thing. It's like I really highly doubt. So like, let's just go through some of the top receivers, right?
Right.
Who do you really have confidence that this dude could keep under like 60 yards? Jamar, no. Jefferson, no. Lamb, no. Nico, no. DJ, no. Diggs, no. Neighbors, no.
Devontae Adams,
no. Adams, no.
Amon Ra,
no. Amon, no. J-Mo, no. Like, bro, like
Drake London,
no.
Fucking
I'm not confident in this.
That's
dude,
what I'm saying,
bro. Like I'm sorry, bro. Like I don't think you understand how good
like Mooney,
NFL dudes
Mooney
are.
might give him 80.
Mooney, yes, bro. Like Mooney is like, dude. Do you see what Mooney was doing last year? Like Mooney with like ample targets is actually putting this dude in the blender. I'm serious, bro.
Ample targets is crazy.
Like
he actually is nuts with crazy targets.
Like if he's not getting the ball, then like I guess. But like when he was getting the ball last year consistently,
when he got the ball in Chicago, he was nasty.
Yeah, like it's like, dude,
he kind of has to be 1 or 2.
Right. So it's like I don't know, man. I don't DK Pickens. I just think the list goes on of like even like Jordan Addison, like Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, like that little nigga on AJ Brown.
What's the worst wide receiver room?
Oh man, who's the worst right now?
Raiders?
Either them. I mean, San Francisco's pretty bad right now with no Debo, and like Ayuk's kind of mid.
I mean, Parsons or whatever is pretty good.
Right. And Cowboys have a bad receiver room, but it's like top heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because he's definitely not guarding CD, but he could probably guard.
Right, Tolbert or something.
Turpin's pretty fast, though.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like he's not like the most elite fast player. He's got long arms and he's shifty and he's good, but
I feel like he's better in a zone though, where he can kind of sit in like
he'd be really good at safety. I feel like
yeah,
like a coverage safety,
right, where he can sit in the zone. Yeah, no, he's not hitting anybody.
A coverage safety.
Yeah, which is like the other thing too is like, are we confident if he's like out there on the outside that he's gonna be able to like make a tackle on like a running back that takes it back like
Bucky Irving runs at him? What is he gonna do?
Like, oh, Mike Evans, we didn't get into them. He's not guarding him either. So
yeah, that whole 3 wide receivers.
Right. I mean, the Saints wide receiver room is pretty bad, but I think like
Rashid Shaheed is cooking.
I think Olave with an actual competent passer is able to like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he shocks me, but as of right now, I don't think that he could guard half the league man on man on an island, and that's why I think it's kind of weird to me. And then it's like Jacksonville had other issues too, where it's like
you could have got O-line.
He's not going to save your life. Let's just be honest, you know. And the pass rush is still bad. Okay, they have decent linebackers, but they have no pass rush. You have no tight end. You don't even use your running back. Like your wide receiver room outside of BTJ is abysmal. It's like I don't know, like they're terrible.
So you draft 2 players that are going to have the highest contracts by the time that you get your quarterback, or well, you have your quarterback,
I guess. I mean, Lawrence. I don't know, bro. Like I just feel like you always feel like this with Jacksonville, though. It's like I feel like they never just have a set in stone plan. They just kind of get a bunch of players. Like they get a bunch of like good players everywhere, but they don't have like an idea in mind of like this is how we want our team to do. Like where it's like the Texans are like we want to get
air raid.
We want to air raid, and then we want to also be ferocious on defense. Where it's like you literally aren't gonna be able to do shit on defense, like on offense. That's what we want. You know, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
But we should talk about our favorite quarterback.
Did it turn off? I can't tell. Looked like the screen went black.
No.
It's still on?
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Our favorite quarterback in the draft. You know who it is.
Oh, yeah. So the Giants had a great draft.
Yes, they did.
They actually had a really good draft. And this is where people are getting it confused, right? Because they're like, oh, Cam Ward, we understand it. They're like, Jackson Dart? How did he get drafted before Sanders? I'll tell you, because he's better. Jackson Dart had way better tape than Shadur Sanders, and also he played in the SEC.
Yeah.
Like
he could have gone number 1, and I wouldn't have been mad.
Exactly. Like people are thinking like Jackson Dart, this dude's a bum. Like if that is your take, if your take is Jackson Dart, this dude's a bum, then you literally just didn't watch college football all year, and you're literally just riding a Sanders hype. Like you have absolutely no idea of what went down last season.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he had like a game against Florida where he threw some picks or whatever, but it's like, what, overall his time at Ole Miss, he was 80-20.
Yeah, he's fucking insane.
What are you saying? And then he has mobility. Like I said, he reminds me of like a Jalen Hurts kind of mobility.
Just watching him throw the ball is insane.
Bro, you remember when he got drafted and they showed his little highlights or whatever? Some of his ball placement, man. I'm telling you, man, this dude puts the ball on a needle. He
doesn't put it like he puts it perfectly out of reach of the defense, perfectly on those deep balls almost every time, bro.
Exactly.
Almost every time.
Then he's great on the intermediate. He's great on the short stuff. It's like he has kind of like the Stroud arm where it's like it feels like he just has that touch that a lot of guys don't have nowadays. Where a lot of guys are like, well, I can just rocket the fucking ball 100 miles an hour downfield and I can throw it fucking 100 yards.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but can you like fucking place it in between? There's a safety here. There's a linebacker here. You got to get it like in the middle of that. You know how to do that? And I feel like Jackson knows how to do that. He's gone to the perfect place where, look, Russ, I don't know how long he's on a 1-year deal. And it's like, what? Like they gave him like 1 year, $5 million. Maybe he plays like the first 4 weeks. I would honestly, they traded back into the first round.
Yeah.
They traded back into the first round to get Jackson Dart. I wouldn't be surprised if he's starting off rip. I'm going to just be honest.
Yeah.
I think that they probably should start him off rip if he's ready. If not, then okay,
I mean, the Steelers started Justin Fields off rip.
Right.
So,
but I get it. He's a rookie and whatever. So it's like if you want to give Russ like 3 weeks and let him just learn whatever.
Fuck that.
But like, dude, he's going over there with neighbors. You know, and then I think for them to trade back in and get Dart, and then to get Abdul Carter, dude, Abdul Carter is one of the best that I've ever seen.
And they still have Thibodeau or whatever.
Right.
Bro, what?
The defense is actually really good.
Secondary is still mid.
The secondary is still mid.
They got a corner or safety too, though.
Right. But the secondary is mid. Yeah. But the D line is really nasty.
Yeah, it's really fucking nasty.
And I think DBs can kind of benefit from the D line being ferocious.
Just crazy pressure.
So their DBs not that good. But Abdul Carter is a game changer, bro.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Oh yeah.
Is going to win.
Like Parsons type.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's disgusting, bro. Yeah. And I think to get him, swing back, get Dart, he's gonna be the guy, bro. He's gonna be the guy for this franchise. And I think that they're like people are like, oh, Dart, like what the fuck? Dude. I think that he's going to be the perfect guy for this style of offense because, they like to go downfield, bro. Mm-hmm. They like to go downfield, and I think that that's where Sanders lacked a little bit was his deep ball accuracy and him being able to really push the ball downfield with that touch. I think Dart's going to be able to get in there. They still got Slayton. They still got, Jalen Hyatt. They still got a bunch of guys offensively that can go in and put in work. Like, they had the
Did they draft a receiver too?
I don't know if they drafted a receiver. But I do know that
Tracy was really good too.
Ended the season on a really good note. Like this team is starting to get there again.
And they have do they still have Singletary or something too?
Yeah, Singletary
was playing good too.
Dude, Singletary's good, bro. He comes in and he puts in work, man. He was great for the Texans, man. You know what I'm saying? Motor. Let's go. Hey, they still got Motor Singletary. Yeah, man, dude, this team is almost there, man. Like they're ready to go, and I think that in about 2 years or something like that, we're gonna be looking at this Jackson Dart thing, and we're gonna be like, oh, okay, like that. There was a reason why he went there, like, and there's a reason why I already had said, hey, Jackson and Ward are probably gonna go before Sanders. Do not be surprised, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I didn't think the rest of the shit that happened was gonna happen, but. Those two going
they're clearly 1 and 2.
They were clearly better than him.
Yeah.
And there's no actual like argument or debate. And this is not to say Sanders is dust. This is just saying that the other two were just actually that good. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the Giants
actually like played comp and played good against them.
Right. Played comp. He had Miami on a high note, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, I mean, he has to play Alabama, LSU, and he's putting up good numbers. I mean, they lost to LSU in overtime, like on that banger. But I mean, he controlled like the whole game and made crazy passes.
And his defense wasn't shutting shit down,
dude, at all. And it's like he had crazy plays, crazy first downs. Like, man, I think he's my favorite out the draft, man. I think Jackson Dart.
Yeah, he's nasty, bro.
I think he was honestly QB1 in my opinion. Yeah. Out of this draft, I think he was QB1.
It's huge that the Giants got him too, because Giants are, their fan base loves the Giants.
I think last year he probably would have went over guys like Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy. Like I think the Vikings, like if Dart was coming out last year and he went to the Vikings, GG, bro. G the fuck. G.
They wouldn't have started Darnold ever.
Fuck no. It would have been Dart off rip, and I'm telling you, they would have been fucking nasty, bro. People are sleeping on this dude.
So. Addison with
Jefferson, dude, with this guy.
Well, yeah,
come
obviously.
on, bro.
That's obvious. Like, Jefferson with literally anybody.
With literally anybody, yeah. Hawkinson.
I was hoping you wouldn't say his name. I'm trying to get him in fantasy. I don't want anybody to think about him.
Hawkinson. What's old boy that slices y'all every time? Fucking
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Shut the fuck up. Fuck you.
Yeah, man. So look, man.
Apparently Addison slices us every time.
Yeah, Addison too. He's kind of the bear killer. Yeah, man. I like Dart, man. I like what the Giants did. Dart's gonna have a great career.
Oh yeah.
Genty's the Raiders, man. I told you.
Fuck that.
I told you, man. I told you they're gonna snipe.
Bro. They're so hoes.
I told you they're gonna snipe, bro. I said if anybody was gonna get him, the Raiders are gonna jug. The Raiders fucking jugged him. He looks raw in that silver and black top.
Fuck him, bro. Fuck it.
You look cold, bro.
Did you see the edit too?
Yeah.
There's some nasty ones.
He looks raw, bro. He's gonna be raw, bro. He's gonna be raw. Like, dude, there's nothing you can.
I just wanted to see the Walter Payton into the Genty. Right. Oh man, I wanted it so bad, but I get it.
Bo Jackson.
I get it. Yeah.
Look, man.
Genty's nasty.
He's gonna be great over there, bro. Like,
they had a really good draft too.
They did, and their team is starting to kind of come together too. Like, they're kind of having like the same arc as the Giants right now,
except for they're drafting a quarterback later on.
Right, and it's like they'll be in the Arch Manning conversation. You know what I'm saying, for next year or whatever.
It's
however
the Saints, bro.
Shakes out. You think? I don't know.
No,
But
Tyler Shuck's gonna save him.
yeah, we'll get to that. But Genty, as far as like fantasy wise, like he could be the guy to get like.
I've been
early.
seeing him getting drafted as RB1.
Yeah,
Like
I like think so.
like
for sure.
like pick number 6 and stuff.
I agree. Like, dude, you got to realize they took a running back at 6. They're about to use him.
Do you know who else they have though? They just got another running back.
Dude,
Mostert.
Dude,
It's not to say that Genty's not going to get the touches because he's clearly getting the touches.
Yeah.
But they're clearly going to split that up, and Mostert's going to get a lot of explosive plays.
I don't know, bro.
I'm just saying, I think that Mostert's going to get a lot of the third down, and he's going to get a lot of the pass catching downs.
Right.
And I think the Raiders are going to need a lot of those kind of plays.
Right.
Because they always need those kind of plays.
He is a little back, too, so it's like I get, like, not trying to, like, completely run him into the fucking dust. I think more teams are kind of going into, like, a little bit of a rotation at back, so I would assume that he's probably not going to get, like, all, like, 100% of snaps or whatever, but, like...
But you got to think about it like this. We thought about this the same way when Bijan was coming out. Right. And he had a good year, but he was not he wasn't the top 5 running back for the year. And I think that's how it's going to be with Genty too. They're gonna start him off a little easy and then get Mostert to kind of be the change of pace back for him for a while, and then they're gonna slowly phase him into being more of a workhorse. I think it's a reach in the first round. I think in the second round, I feel more comfortable. Yeah. In your fantasy draft, if you're gonna try to get Genty, like, I think like if you're like at round 1, like pick like 4 or something like that, there's no way that you can pick him right there. No. In my opinion, I think that there's gonna be way more people that are gonna be better to pick at that early in the draft. Yeah. Now, maybe if you're a back end first, like if you're in a 10-man or 12-man. And you're pick number like 11 or 12 and you're about to get the back-to-back, you might need to. Then I don't see the issue. This like, I'm going to take a flyer on Genty, and then when I get my swing back in 2 picks, then I can pick whoever the fuck at receiver or whatever, and they can like balance out. But I think if you're early in the first, there's no way you can like justify that. No, you have to go. I mean? You have to go like Chase or Justin, like you have to go with like the guys that are gonna like go crazy, like, that are the go stupid. I think I think it's still a receiver kind of fan. Like the receivers can change the tide of your fantasy like team. Tyreek Hill has been dropping so far. He's dropping. I know you're the only other person that's gonna be looking. He's dropping, bro. People are starting to forget who Tyreek is, man. And it might be the year. It might be the year. It might be the year. Who's gonna win the Tyreek sweepstakes? Right. Like, he might be one of those guys where like. You might like look in the 3rd round and you might be there, and you're like, "Is Tyreek?" He's fallen to like 4th and 5th. That's what I'm saying. Like people are like really that low on Tyreek right now. And I think that's kind of crazy, bro. Like, are we serious? Like, he's like actually top 2 like rounds easily. Like 1.5. This dude can single-handedly win you the entire fucking fantasy league. Like, there's no fucking way, bro. I get he kind of had an off year last year. But like, dude, Tua, like they had no quarterback. Yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, it's really not his fault. I'm hoping that he gets traded before the season, and then like, hopefully he goes to a better team. The Saints sold the fuck out of the draft. Like, let's just be honest. Let's relax. They sold the draft. Kevin Banks Jr., great tackle. In that second round, I think you have to pull that trigger on Sanders. I think. Here's the thing about the pick. It's honestly not even about Tyler Slaw, whatever. Shuck. Tyler Shuck, like that. Come on, bro. It doesn't even look like how it's supposed to be pronounced. Right. Like, it's not even about Tyler Shuck. It's the fact that the New Orleans Saints just threw a big ass middle finger to the fan base and just literally did the biggest troll job of all fucking time. That was honestly, literally professional trolling by the ownership. That was awesome. There's no way that most people were expecting y'all, if he fell to 9, to pick him there. Then you go and you pick the tackle, right? Great tackle. And you hear the uproar of the fans. We picked the tackle. What the hell? What are we doing? What are you doing? We need a quarterback. Sanders is right there. Then to get lucky enough
that for whatever reason, everybody else on the NFL, nobody else needs a quarterback, whatever. He ends up falling back to you in the second round early, and people are like, well, this is going to be the pick. And you still don't pick him there? That's impossible, bro.
Look, going into the draft, all the analysts were saying Tyler Shuck, third best quarterback prospect. Now, that is saying that they were saying Shadur and Cam Ward, not including Jackson Dart, which is crazy.
Right.
But they were saying Tyler Shuck was third best quarterback in the draft, which when you actually watch him throw the ball, he actually is insane throwing the ball, and he has insane stats, and Louisville is one of the most high-powered offenses, but
he's also had 3 season-ending injuries, and he's like almost 30.
That's not even a thing. But they could have drafted Shadur Sanders,
right.
A black city with a black quarterback that already wears black and gold.
Right. That was already saying that he wanted to like play here and like be here and like at some point as the organization, you have to make like a fan base pick.
I don't care how good or bad he is. You have to do it.
Like the you heard that uproar that night of after you got, man, we want Shador. You can't go into that next round. Like if they went to that next round and they didn't get quarterback at all, I would still be like, you're selling. But the fact that you went quarterback and then you were like, but I'm going to get the one that nobody's talking about right now. I think he trolled, bro. I think he trolled. And I think that, again, it's kind of like a Gabriel S situation where it's like, Tyler Shuck's never going to get love in this city like that. Because everyone's going to be like,
off rip, they were saying he's the shittiest thing, crying on live streams about how awful the pick was. Like, literally hysterically crying, cussing out the whole city, saying, I'm fucking done with the Saints. All they did was treat me bad. I've been through Hurricane Katrina for this shit, and they still are like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's a shit show. It's a shit show.
And the craziest part about it too is that, like, from a business perspective, the thing that pays you is putting butts in seats.
Exactly.
And Shadur is going to put the butts in seats. Winning games puts butts in seats.
Obviously.
But Shadur is going to bring them whether you win or lose. Tyler Shuck is only bringing them if you win, and that's maybe.
Right.
Because the fan base might still hate the pick so much that they still don't show up.
Right.
Like, for sure, the first week is going to be dead.
Right.
For sure.
And then it's like...
But... for sure the first week's dead, or for sure the first week is sold out.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Like, business part doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And like, I think that as the ownership, like if I took that tackle, you can't tell me you just didn't see it. Like in this day and age, you can't tell me like, oh, I didn't see it or whatever. Like you saw it and
you made a conscious decision.
You made a conscious decision to be like, fuck what my fans think.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get this other guy. And it's not like this other guy was like where it's like a
leaps and bounds better or something.
Right, or like a CJ Stroud, Bryce Young thing where it's like Carolina Panthers. They could have went with Stroud, but it's like you end up getting Bryce Young, but like he's a Heisman, he's a whatever. It's like you got a guy that like, you know, obviously like he showed some flashes and stuff like that, but you got a guy that clearly the fan base wasn't gonna fuck with. They clearly weren't gonna like this guy, bro. And there's just no way you can pull that, bro. There's no way you can pull that, bro.
And it's terrible for him too.
Yeah, because like I said, it's like the Gabriel situation where it's like, no matter what, this dude can come through the city and fix crime.
Yeah.
And they would still be like, yeah, but we still want Sanders.
And he's legit. Like, I think he can actually cook in their offense because like Rashid is a deep ball merchant. And he has an amazing deep ball.
Yeah, but if they go 2-2 to start the year and he's throwing like 2 picks or something,
they
like
literally have to be 4-0. That's the only way that they'll like the dude. If they lose one game, they're gonna be like, look.
Right, and if it's 1-3, then it's fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's over with.
Yeah. Poor Saints.
Poor Saints, man.
They had the chance.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's really all I got.
Oh, the Chiefs. I do want to mention the Chiefs.
They're still going? Like he's going dark.
I think so.
I don't know. It's like scaring me.
Yeah, it's low power mode.
Okay.
The Chiefs had a crazy draft too. They
They did.
D line, secondary. I mean, fuck. What do you want them to have? And they drafted O line too. Got some crazy O line too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and they got that receiver, the you know what I'm saying, like a little low key dude. Oh my god. Yeah. They kind of do like
they're on that perfect balance where everybody's drafting what they don't need.
Right. So it's like they're never gonna need Q. They're never gonna need like whatever. It's like it seems like they always have like decent receivers around where it's like obviously you're gonna get Rashee Rice back. You're gonna
They just have to once every year draft a receiver and they're okay.
Right. And then it's like you don't have to get like super because your quarterback's so good that's like you don't need to get like who's the best receiver right now. It's like no, we could kind of wait till later and just get like this guy and Patrick Mahomes
develop him,
like find him, like like Rashee Rice, you know, they have what Hollywood Brown,
Worthy,
Juju's still gonna be there, Worthy. It's like looks good to me.
Kelsey's probably is Hop still there?
No, he's on the Ravens.
Oh shit.
Yeah, which I don't think that's a good fit, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, Lamar doesn't really like possession receivers like that,
but they just keep giving Lamar these old fucking receivers that are out there prime. Like, are we sucking serious, bro? Can we fucking quit with the gimmicks?
Why didn't they try and get Debo?
Or yes, like Debo or like any of these niggas, bro. Like,
if they would have got Debo, it actually would have changed.
I feel like they never draft any of these niggas that we talk about, bro. They never get in the fucking
Zay Flowers.
I mean, like, dude, he's probably. There's no way that guy's not a wide receiver one, bro. Zay Flowers is not a wide receiver one.
No, he's a really good two, though.
He's a really.
He's
good
like
two.
Addison. I think he's literally like Addison.
Yeah, he's a good two, but like, nah, bro. There's just no way, man. And the Hop thing is terrible, but yeah, the Chiefs had a good draft. They got better. The Patriots had a great draft too. Yeah. Will Campbell, he's gonna be a great tackle. For that, I mean, like even how he was talking up there, bro. He was like, "I'm gonna give my life.
I'm gonna die for this."
Right. I was like, "God damn, okay."
I was like, "Damn, Bears should got beat."
I know. Nigga think it's the Hunger Games or something like that. The way this dude hungry. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I was telling him though. I was like, bro, this dude's nasty, bro.
Him and Drake May locked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they got Henderson too. Fuckhead.
Yeah, Henderson, bro.
Give me Stevenson. Bring him over here since y'all want to take all the fucking running backs off the board. God.
Dude, Henderson's so explosive, bro.
I know. I wanted him so bad. He's
gonna be killing, bro. He's gonna kill the Patriots. Bro.
I was wanting Ginty to get drafted low key just so we could fall back and get Henderson.
Right.
But we still couldn't fucking get him, bro.
Yeah, the Patriots jugged.
They didn't even need it.
Because they didn't need it. They didn't need it, but they just still went with it, bro. They just kind of said, fuck everybody.
They literally could have just gone double O line and been so fine.
Been fine.
So fine.
Yeah. That
or just get a receiver.
Right. You could tell that was one of those fucking like head coach pulls where he's just like,
I really like this guy.
So I have to have him on my team. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And you're just like, all right, bro, whatever. But yeah, dude, they're gonna be nasty. Oh, and then they got the Kyle Williams dude from Washington State. Yeah. My God, dude, they had a fantastic draft, bro. Like Will Campbell, the whole Kyle Williams, draft. Henderson, like, bro, they got better in a lot of places, bro. The Patriots are gonna be. I think the Patriots are gonna be good this year, bro. Like, they might not win the division because of the Bills, but like
they might be an 8-win team though.
But yeah, I think they could be.
It depends on how good
in the wild card
Drake May's development is, I think, or how good the O line is, really.
But I think that he'll develop fine. I think the line will be better, and I think that now that he has like some for real weapons that can like do something, like
instead of Bouye or whatever.
Right. It's like now you'll be able to like actually get stuff going, have some good offensive drives. You have, a better coach in there supposedly, and and I think that this will be the year where it's like, okay, like we're actually going to start seeing him because he was doing great stuff last season. I think
willing them to win,
right? And I think he took a lot of hits, so he was unhealthy a lot of the times, and he probably battled through some injuries. But I think that he'll stay up this season. I think that having the duo at running back, with Stevenson, Henderson, having the guys on the outside. You're gonna have Diggs to stretch the field. You're gonna have Kyle Williams to do all like the other stuff, intermediate, and you can still do some deep stuff. They still have Hunter Henry at tight end. Obviously, the defense got upgraded this season too. Like in the free agency, they got some guys. Still got Christian Gonzalez. Still got I mean, this team is coming together nicely, and they're gonna be good.
It's Vrabel, so defense is gonna be
Right.
solid.
Defense is gonna be solid. We'll see what they kind of do offensively with their scheme and how they kind of want to run things. I still think they're going to be a run the ball first kind of team, and kind of run the passes off of that play action and stuff like that. But we'll see what they do.
I like it. Patriots are nice.
But the Patriots are nice.
It's good to see them making steps back.
Yeah, and it's good to see that they weren't like in poverty for like a million years. It's like
they figured it out quick.
They figured it out quick. They kind of got back on the horse and got going. So we'll see what they do. I don't think they win the division this year. I think the Bills still win it, but I mean I think that they can give Miami a run for their money. It's not like Tua's that good, and
their defense,
and then the Jets. Actually, I don't know the Jets. The Jets kind of look nice, bro. The Jets look nice, bro.
Or JF3 or whatever.
It's 7. He's wearing 7 because he want to be like Stroud.
Whatever.
Dude, the Jets are fucking kind of nasty. Yeah. Dude. Like what? Dude, they got Mason Taylor. Dude, oh my god.
And they still have Breeze.
They still have Breeze, Garrett Wilson. Like what, dude?
Do they still have Vontae too?
No, Vontae's on the Rams now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But like, they still have Allen Lizard.
Lizard man.
And
goat.
And like, look, if you have Garrett Wilson and then Mason Taylor is gonna be basically your wide receiver too, that's perfectly fine, bro. Then you have Breece Hall. Like, dude, run it, dude.
Conklin.
I used to hate when that nigga would jug touchdowns.
I swear to God.
And then you put him for a TD. This nigga have like one catch for like 5 yards.
Yeah,
bro. I hated
2 for 13.
He was always like so scary in fantasy too, because you were like, if you needed like a tight end flyer for a week,
it's either 8.7 or 2.
Right.
It's either ass or like okay.
20. Like, you know what I mean? You're just like, fuck. Like, should I go with Conklin this week? You're just sweating that the entire week, like,
or like Mo Alley Cox, same shit.
You're like, fuck. Like, who are these tight ends that are available, man? Like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I don't know. Hopefully, he gets maybe he falls into the end zone or whatever. He helps me out, but I don't know. But no, the Jets are going to be good, bro. I think the Jets are going to be good. Yeah. They're still good defensively. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Their defense was like kind of mid last year, so maybe they get a little bit better this year.
We'll see.
But I think offensively they'll be a lot better. And I think that them going younger with Justin Fields.
Hopefully they fucking run the ball.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be Justin Fields' time to shine. I think that he'll lock in. He's already looking good in the offseason. Some of the videos that have come out and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, dude, you know that he's locked in, bro. You know he's tired of getting tossed around. And I think that a couple of times he's been tossed around have been unfair. I think the Steelers should have just kept him, crazy. Honestly. Like, what are you even doing? Like, they still don't even have like a competent quarterback on the roster.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think that the Jets are going to be something to work with. So maybe the Patriots and the Jets are kind of like even, probably maybe they split the series and stuff like that. Yeah. So we'll kind of see how they go.
I'd say the Patriots are a little ahead just because.
Right.
I don't know. I like their defense more, but.
I do too.
Like, I think their defense can lock down the Jets more than the Jets defense can lock down the Patriots offense.
Because the Jets defense was kind of getting exposed last year. Yeah. So that's why it's like, I feel like
Henderson might be able to slice.
Right. So we'll see what happens. But the Steelers are just selling the entire offseason. Like, the Steelers are actually selling the offseason.
They want to go under 500 for the first time.
Like they have done nothing to convey other than DK. Great pickup, great trade, great signing.
For what?
But like, yeah, I mean, if there's not going to be anybody that's actually
just put him in purgatory
throwing the ball, then like, what's the point of it?
Yeah,
like you're wasting time.
What is DK was his contract negotiation? Please don't get a quarterback when I come to the team. Like, right. Like, what's the deal?
I thought that was the requirement for DK. Like when he was running around, I thought it was like, when his requirement, like he was like, I want to go somewhere warm and somewhere where like they got like a good system, and he went to somewhere where it's fucking ice brick cold. And they have no fucking system. Like, yeah. I don't know what, like, you can't tell me right now what the Steelers' plan is right now. They're playing phone games, having phone sex with Aaron Rodgers or whatever. Like, and he's nowhere even close to like getting a deal. He's had like one interview or whatever. They say it went good, but that was like months ago.
Yep.
And